Joined now via Skype by David Thielen. He is the Chief Operating Officer of Tex Communication Holdings Incorporated. TXHD is their stock symbol. David, welcome back to the program.
Don, it's good to be back with you. Thank you.
Now, during an OTC Markets webcast last week, you mentioned Tex Communication was performing a private placement. Can you provide more details, please?
Yeah, I'd love to. The private placement is part of the entire package of what we're trying to do at Tex Communication. We announced on the webcast last week that our intention is to transition into the high-growth cannabis market. And the private placement, or PPM, is the vehicle for us to raise the monies to make the down payment on our first acquisition, to have working capital, and to pay off some of the transitional debt that we've incurred when we made the decision back in March and April to move into this industry. So the private placement is important for not only the company, but also for our shareholders, because the investors coming in are putting their skin in the game. They're putting their money into stock, and they believe in where we're going. So they're setting an artificial floor of where we are today, because the first entry point is going to be pretty close to where we are today. And then as the stock moves up, there'll be different entry points, but they believe in what we're building out. And they want to be part of this very exciting future that we're building at Tex Communication.
With the transition to the cannabis market, what are the differentiators between what you're building and the rest of the cannabis market?
Yeah, we don't want to be a Me Too commodity cannabis company. And we've worked very, very hard the last 6 months to find the types of companies and the types of people that meet our criteria. We've been very, very picky in who we're choosing, and they've been picky about us in choosing Tex Communication. So we're looking for companies that stand out from the commodity cannabis companies. We're looking at products. We're looking at the vertical integration. We spoke about leadership and the qualities of individuals last week. That's very important to us. We want influencers to come into the company that have the ability to shape markets, to have unique formulations in their products, and to be connected, especially here in California, which is by far the largest cannabis state, to be connected to all the major players in the market, whether it's manufacturing, distribution, retail, whatever it may be, they're connected. So when we make the announcements, and there'll be several as we make the first announcement, you'll see what we've been building for the last 6 months. It's a very exciting time at Tex Communication.
So what type of cannabis company are you building, and what's going to look like in the next, say, a year or two?
Yeah, I got to be a little bit secret on what we're building right now, but we'll make that known in the coming days. But it's going to be a vertically integrated play, meaning that we're going to take a look at the entire ecosystem of cannabis. But the first, I guess, focus would be on the product side. We feel that the margins are higher in products, the innovations more intense with products, and the group that we're bringing in has the branding and a marketing strategy to take a product and scale it to the markets. We'll start with California, as I mentioned, and then we'll build it out to other states here in the West. And then eventually, we want to be a top 5 national brand of product. And we feel with the team that we're bringing on and the products, the formulations, the branding strategy, we can be that.
Now, you mentioned in the webcast that several acquisitions are in the pipeline. Is there any possibility of going into a little bit more detail?
I can say this, Don. After we announce the Cornerstone acquisition in the coming days, we'll be making other announcements. There's a lot of niche companies in the market that do something that the current company that we have maybe can't do. So when we look for acquisitions, it's not just to bring on revenue or EBITDA. It's to bring on what can this company do better than we can do ourselves. And we want to build out, like I mentioned, a vertically integrated company. So we're going to be looking at cultivators, manufacturers, distributors, retail, product companies, and in California alone, with the company that we're bringing in, they know all the influencers, all these little companies that want to be part of what we're building out. And the beauty of Tex Communication and what we built is that we have a very, very clean share structure. We have a very clean public vehicle, and a lot of people want to be part of that. It's a great way to raise capital and to have equity appreciation as well. So when we're building this out with the first acquisition, others are coming to us saying, hey, we want to be part of this exciting picture that you're putting together. So we'll be making announcements, we feel, for the first 3 to 6 months. but they have to make sense. Again, we're not just going to bring anybody on. It has to really play into the story that we're building with the first acquisition.
David, we're almost out of time, but can we expect a public name and ticker symbol change after the first acquisition?
Yeah, we've already got it planned out. It's again, we spent months trying to plan this out. We have a name in place that we think is going to be very good for shareholders and for branding. And we also have a ticker symbol that will start immediately the process of getting that approved. Once we close, we'll start the process with FINRA to make that happen. But we think it's very important when you brand a new company that you have the proper name and you have the proper ticker symbol. So we're excited. It's been a long process, but we're almost there, and we're excited to start making announcements.
Tex Communication Holdings Incorporated, TXHD is their current ticker symbol. David, congratulations on all that success. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Don. Good to be with you.